Hello, this is Tim. Welcome Tech Artist 41. And don't mind what I have behind me. But no, today I'm basically going to venture into how I think, the process of what I do when I think, and what what I'm actually trying to do with all the art that I do. And the thing is, to be serious, I do not do my art every day, all day, and there are times when I basically just crash, and my mind is basically blank. Well, not blank, and necessarily of that caliber, but it's when your brain just, it's like I can't do anymore. There's just so much. But no. But really, the thing is, everybody has a time when they also need to relax, when they also need to just calm down, think it through. It takes a few days for me to do that, but also the fact that there's so many interruptions and so many different things that I can't really predict, and I'd rather not because my mind already predicts a lot of different things, and it is not normal in any sense. And you don't have to go to my extremes for exactly how I think. But let me at least show you on one thing. Let's see. Let's go to the document camera. So let's start out with the blank sheet of paper and a pen. So whenever I think about my ideas, it starts from a simple, very easily, and not so complex. But what makes it complex is how I actually think. So whenever I have a thought, we'll start with the circle. So whenever I have a thought, let's zoom in a little bit. So whenever I have a thought, so there are ideas inside. We'll just call these mostly scribbles. I'm not going to really put any language in, just as a reference. And no, it is not the sperm and the egg talk. So, no, none of that. But, no. So these are thoughts and ideas. And whenever I think of an idea, and there are long processes, like there's some processes that do take a while to calculate, and they basically just run in the background of all of this. So that's a generalization of how I think of how it looks. Is not very well organized on that, but no, but the generalization of how I think is mostly there are thoughts behind thoughts that are always thinking in a process of multiple different lengths and periods of time. There are some things that go in my mind that I don't even know that's going on, and it's all just put into my subconscious. So I don't even know that some things are going on until they're finished. And sometimes it just ends up that way. But whenever I draw, I don't think of images as pictures in my head. I always think of them as symbols and all that stuff. So everything ends up being converted as a symbol rather than an actual picture or anything like that. So whenever I think about something, so like a drawing like this, just the general basis of a drawing, I think of shapes and less so much figures, but it does help to have any little small dolls or something like it. Let's see. To have something like this to help you draw. And there are many different types of characters that you can draw and you can use these for. You can turn their heads left or right to get the right position. But yeah, no, there are many different tools that people can use, and it is one of the tools that I use myself, and it does help. Um, but there are some things that it doesn't do that it doesn't help with, so I would still rather look at a person to actually do something like that. But and then, but the thing is, whenever I think of any sort of drawing, I go towards shapes and figures. But if I'm, let's start with a new page. So let's start with it zoomed out. So if we look at this and we look at a person or a figure, so how do you see a figure? Do you see them as a simple drawing, a simple shape? How do you see someone to draw them? So if we go by the ear can be composed into two distinct circles, and then with those circles you connect them with curves, and that's, you get the general basis of it, an ear and an earlobe. So, and then depending on the size of the ear, you change it up. And then for the inner part of the ear, you go with triangles. So you go from a triangle, and then you wrap around more curves of circles. And everyone's ear is not the same. So there are many different combinations of how to actually draw an ear. And no one can really protest to the same type of drawing or same ear, same sort of fashion. And depending on what you want to draw, everything comes out just slightly different. But whenever I think of something, I go through the process of how do I want it to appear? How do I actually see to it that I really want to go forward with this sort of idea? And there are some ideas that I've kept on the back burner because I have a hard time with sort of focusing on one aspect of something. So whenever I get a central idea, it is awesome, but there are so many ideas that I want to do that I think so much about them that I tend not to move forward. I tend to just stay in place. So there are times when even the simplest of things can just be a roadblock to anybody. And I'm no different. But that is the general basis of what an earlobe would be. And then same thing with the head. So if we go towards the head, we're just going to draw half of it right here. So the head follows a general basis of many different things. So if you draw the nose, it is usually a C or a backwards C. And then if you think of everything as a series of letters and numbers, it'll be a little bit easier to actually understand how to draw something. And then for the lips, it really depends on the person, because some people have full lips and some people have really, really thin lips. So everything's not going to always come across the way someone really thinks of it. But there are just many different types of drawings and different types of ways to draw something. And depending on what you're trying to do, it still goes on the principles of shapes, lines, triangles, circles, cylinders, whatever you want to use. It follows on the basis of the simple shapes that actually define and characterize any sort of drawing, person, or just anything in general. So, whenever I draw, paint, or do anything, I go back to those simple shapes. But I also have a simple idea of what am I going to draw? So, it's like, is it going to be a girl, a woman? Let me zoom in real quick. Is it going to be a girl? Is it going to be a woman? Is it going to be a man? Which most of the men I draw actually just fall in self-reflection, which it's kind of hard to draw something that you kind of can't see for men because I mostly see either them bald or have no hair. But also the fact when they get to long hair, they look more like women to me. But there are some men that do have long hair that it does work for them, and I'm not really going against that. But and I just don't like to draw anything in ponytails or anything like that. It just seems a little bit unnecessary when drawing. Try to keep it simple, and then it's easier to draw it. But the female body is just so much more interesting because of all the curves and the different types of hairstyles that all the women actually use. They're a lot more interesting. Even different bald personas that you look at many different women and if you do shave their head, it does look quite different on every single woman. So no, I just like the appearance of all these different types of hairstyles and all that. It's just men don't have that as much. There are many different hairstyles, but not as much as what I've seen for women and the creativity that actually comes to their hairstyles. And it's just a little bit more interesting to me. But yeah, so are you going to draw a girl, a woman, a man, a mummy, a fiend, a vampire, a demon, an unknown creature of some sort, alien? And there are many different types of alien types. There's just... people go back to the green men, but even so, there's so many more different types of aliens that fall on the lines of Star Trek and also Star Wars and all that stuff. Of course, I just don't draw those because what would be the fun? So, but yeah, I just think of a simple idea to follow of what exactly am I going to draw? What type of woman? What type of girl? What type of all this? What's their background? What is their character arc? What is their story? What drives them? All that goes into painting, into drawing, into creating a character that speaks to you, that draws you in. But where is that right now? There are so many different stories that are going on right now, and the thing is, I do love all different types of stories, all the way from very pure and very innocent and ignorant and oblivious. It kind of pisses me off when they're so oblivious, but it's kind of how guys are when they're young. It, it's how I was when I was young, but what can you do? I was more oblivious than what people would want me to be, and it more have cost me a lot more than what people may have thought. Because of my obliviousness, my relationships didn't really pan out to having a relationship. More of just having a friend. And then the friends that I have either vanish or I just never talk to them again. Or I talk to them so much later that it's like, why is this person talking to me? No, but that's usually what happens. But enough of really that. But yeah, what type of idea are you actually going for? And there are many different characteristics, many different things to follow, genres, and just working the sense of what exactly am I going to draw. But I start with the face because that is what I'm best at. So, and the reason how I know the proportions a little bit is because I've been drawing it for so long this way. It's ingrained in my muscles in my hand. And depending on where you want the eye to look, how do you want the person looking at the painting, the picture, the depiction, the illustration, the whatever it may be. How do you want them to actually see it? So, and then we go across and we look at the eyes and we look at exactly, do you want them looking left, right, straight, up, down? And then it's like, what do you want their expression to be? Do you want them to be disgusted? Do you want them to be just utterly disappointed? Do you want them to look at you like they're seeing something from a horror movie? How do you want them to look? It always goes back to that simple idea. What is it that you're trying to convey to whoever's looking at your artwork, looking at your painting, looking at your drawing, looking at your illustration? Well, what is it? Everybody has their own look at exactly what they're trying to do. I'm trying to mostly draw, and I get distracted by it. But I'll probably do this next stream because I feel it's more fun than just showing everybody a simple drawing. And this may end up being my streams from now on because it's more fun to talk to you like this. Even though I may not be talking to anybody for quite a while. So, I'm going to make a promise. Starting next week, from Monday to Friday, actually not Monday to Friday, Monday to no, not Monday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, I will be doing a live stream every day of the week. And I mean every day. It may start late and in the morning, but it'll be streaming. So, but I'll convey that a little bit later on this stream and into this. But yeah, so what exactly are you drawing? What character, what story arc, and how do you want them to look? And then their hair. The simple drawing of the eyes and the... But you saw how I drew the eyes. They're basically cut off circles. And depending on how you want them to look, you can have them dazed out, where the actual drawing is just mostly someone who is completely just phased or hypnotized or just or just passed out. So there's no light in their eyes. That's normally how the passed out kind of looks. But then we get to the eye folds, which are basically slight curves and lines and all that stuff. All that good stuff. But the thing is, you start out with a simple idea, find out what to draw, then you take the different ideas, and you can use references. I'm not really pointing away from any references or anything whatsoever. References are good. When you don't have an idea in your mind whatsoever, use as many references as possible. There's so many references. You can choose. If you have a friend, just say to your friend one day, and I mean it, just say to your friend, it's like, can I draw you? Some friends may look at you very, very strange, because you may not actually understand that they are very, very well, they may not be into it, and they may not allow you to draw them, and that's fine. Go to a cafe, draw someone there. They won't mind. They'll just come over and say, "What are you You've been staring at us a lot. Oh, you're drawing this? Wow. Can I take a picture?" Just say, "Okay." And it's like, that's some sort of publicity there. A way to get your name out, or a way to show your art and encase it in the annals of history. But it may not be written down, but it'll be there. But let's get back on topic. So, you start out with a simple idea, drawing circles, drawing semicircles, drawing lines in certain ways, basically bending forms of different types of C's and variations, and give them a crazy name. It doesn't have to be anything that exists today. It's like, don't call them Ashley, don't call them Elliot, don't call them Benedict, or any sort of those generic names. And yes, one of my sisters is called one of those names, but she's not generic. There's really no generic person in this world. Everyone's unique to every extent possible. So be mindful of that. But when you're drawing, it's like, think of what your character's going to be doing. Give them a name that invokes inspiration, expression, and a sort of semblance to exactly what kind of direction you're actually what you're going to go towards. But every character is different. You can keep this character bald. It doesn't matter, but once you add hair, it adds another dimension of how to actually interact with your drawing. Because what you can do with the hair is through simple and specific lines, and I mean just simple, specific lines throughout the drawing, you can actually give a depth to the character that you can't just get alone with a simple surface of just the character. But see how much more it adds to the image, the drawing, the expression. Every aspect of anything that is drawn needs to add to whatever you're going to do. And yes, there are many different types of drawing. There's many different types of words, sayings, every aspect of it. But if we get towards the topic of drawing, of what's in your mind, how to draw it, and the first thing that you would do is, oh, I want to do so-and-so. I want to make this character, that character. So, how do you think about a drawing? Do you think about their character, their expression? So, let me go ahead and go back to my actual pen tablet display. So, this is the character that I drew last time. And you saw how she was drawn. This one is another character that I drew the time before. And even adding the point where she has her hand on her face as it interacts with the hair. See how much more that piece and that action adds to your drawings? Every aspect. And I mean every single aspect adds to what you're trying to draw. And let's see, let's open Pages. I'm just gonna open Pages. And you can use any type of Word document. You can use Word, actually. But you can use all the different types of free types of yeah, let me minimize that. Free sort of programs to do multiple different things. Why is it paused? Is it not recording? 1 second. Okay, give me a second because drawing display. Let me fix that real quick. Location capture. Let me try that. Let's switch it. There we go. But let me go towards display capture again. And yeah, sorry about that. But no, there are many different things. So this is one of the characters I drew last time. This one was the one that took a while for me to draw because I was still trying to figure out, how do I want to draw her? How do I actually want to convey her and express what she is trying to express? But let's get back to, I'm going to create a blank book, but let's just create a blank page real quick. So the thing is, you can type up your ideas, you can write down your ideas of what type of character you would want. So just start off of the simple character and expression of what exactly you want for the character. So let's go in full screen on this. Or zoom in. So, what type of character would you want? Do you want a vampire, vampire, some unknown creature, and alien, and so on and so forth? And then how do you want them to look? Do you want them to look sassy, bold, and independent? Independent. Yeah, well, independent, and so on and so forth. Sexy. Mouth. So the mouth, do you want it open? Do you want it gasping? Do you want it kissing? Biting? Pressed? And then so on and so forth. Frown, happy. Sorry about that. So many different things just like to pop up. But there are many different types of expression, words that anyone can convey. But let me minimize that for now. But yeah, no, it falls on the simple lines of what do you want to draw and how do you want to draw it. So if we go towards a new document, so off of a custom, create a simple 5x7, and I do them 5x7 because they're a little bit easier to deal with, but so no, let's bring it to black. Okay, good. Alright, so towards the simple idea, you follow the lines, and sometimes when someone doesn't have anything that they want to draw, they sort of just wander in this scribbleness. And they just sort of sketch out their ideas until they find something. And sometimes it gets them to a sort of track that puts them in a weird space. Well, not really a weird space, but they see something within the actual drawing that kind of makes them, oh, that's what it's going to be, kind of moments. But no, there's just many ways to actually convey any different type of idea, expression, emotion, and sometimes I just scribble on a piece of paper like this and say, it's like, I don't know exactly what I want to draw, but I'm going to draw something like this that kind of has a crown or sort of something on their head, just as a general idea of what exactly I would want. Eyes, their nose, their lips. And the thing about mouths is they're very interchangeable whenever you're drawing them. So if someone's happy, you can basically just do that. Females, it's better to have a little bit of a well, not smugness, but just the bottom and top lip. But you don't have to draw the the actual lip, you can just draw a line for any sort of different character that you want. Because if you go on the simple lines of a character for any sort of cartoon, and you can just start out drawing cartoons and go off of there, and you can basically make their eyes like rectangles and make them look more robotic. I'm not going to do that. I think it's just weird. But circles are always good. And you can basically just do simple drawing. And there you go. You have a simple character. But no, I don't follow that for the mostly the reason that I really don't want to, because I'm more of draw the characters that are sort of in between realistic and not realistic. So I tend to draw them more atomically correct. And then for men, it's kind of best to just leave them with a simple mouth rather than a more complicated mouth like the women for drawing them. They start to look more feministic whenever you start drawing their actual mouth. But there is a trick to it. So if you look at the mouth itself, it can be a line, it can be that, it can be this, it can be that, it can be this, it can be this, it can also be this, and it can even be this. And then another one would be this. Another one would be this. And then there are many different types of ways and sorts of how to draw a mouth. A simple, undefinable mouth. And then when we get back to this drawing right here, so we tend to find exactly what do we want to convey. It's always going to be back to how do you want your character to look like. So, and do you want them to be more rambunctious, spunky, exhausting? Tomboy, tomgirl? Or do you want them to be bald? There are many different ways to convey what type of character you want. And do you want them to be not so much human, but more of the fact that they just don't have a nose? They just have holes in where their nose should be? It'd be hard to have glasses, but actually it wouldn't, because they would have basically that at the top and then but being serious on that. But for mouths, they can be very, very simple or very, very complicated depending on how you want to convey it. And by adding eyelashes, that kind of makes it so that they are more feminine. And by all means, not all people have long eyelashes. The only reason why someone may have long eyelashes is because they are either born with them or they are using fake eyelashes to compensate for not having long eyelashes. And they want to look very beautiful to whoever they're pointing their affection to. But yeah, simple ideas of drawing and all that stuff that points right into your mind. And everybody has a different mind. And I draw basically. So you saw symbols on the last time, like right here. Most of that's words. These right here are just scribbles, but these are not. These are scribbles, but these are not. Mostly, same thing with these. Those are words as well. But I just wanted to point out a point last time of drawing is very simple, but also very hard to convey, because everybody has their own type of style, their look, their type of drawing that they're going towards in a pun. So, yeah. But let me go ahead and go back to the talking head, as you'll see. But, no, the thing is, every different type of the way it's expressed towards characters, all that stuff, it'll go towards one direction or another. But if you're an artist like me, if you're very, very curious of how to draw, how to do anything, and even if you're not an artist, try drawing just shapes. Looking at someone and just drawing a simple shape. So let's go back to a document camera. Alright. So if you look at it, let's see, this one's better, yeah. So if you look at it, everyone can be pointed into shapes. I can be pointed into a shape. So if you look at it, like right here, that's someone's head. And if we go to a rectangle, that's someone's neck. And then you try to smooth out those edges. Then you get more of the neck, the drawing. Some people have very, very thick necks. And some people have really thin necks. Not everybody will have the same neck. It really depends on the person and how their muscles are conveyed on their body themselves. So, and then you put in the crosshair. Yes, you put in the crosshair. And the reason for the crosshair is just as a guide. So there's a I forget what it's called because it's been a while. But there's a place for your nose, your mouth, your lips, and it falls within a grid of lines. Same thing with your eyes. Because every third part of your body, it's the rule of thirds, is what it really is. It's just called something different when you're speaking about artwork. But it is the rule of thirds. It is also used in movies and all that stuff because in order to make a scene interesting, or any sort of scene on even a drawing, a comic of what sort and whatnot, whether it's something that is completely uncensored, to something that is, I wouldn't say for children, I would say more pure, in the sense that it just shows the simple idea of what it is. And every ounce of anything is just an artistic form of expression, and people take all of that and just, it tends to blow up in their face because no one truly knows how to convey it. But if you take a grid to someone's face, I would suggest drawing one on them. I haven't tried, but I really wouldn't. But as you start to form the grid, you smooth it out, smooth out the neck, start drawing the nose, and depending on the person, they may have a big nose, they may have a small nose. Then you do the eyes, and depending on the eyes, they may be close together, far apart, they may be sharp, and then the eyes and the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the folds above that. Are they annoyed? Are they pissed off? What kind of person are they? And how do you want them shown, conveyed, and all that stuff? And then there are many different types of eyebrows. And the thing is, I have so many different ideas of what I'm drawing in my head that I basically mashed all the different types of women I've seen throughout the women, not so much the men, they kind of just blurred together to me, but I do recognize faces more so than not. And I tend to remember faces a little bit better than I do names. But no, it just depending on what you're trying to draw can be very easily done, or you can make it so complicated that no one can really create it unless they have a high-end computer or something. I like drawing elves and all these different creatures because they're fun. It's like, would you like to draw a demon? Would you like to draw a creeper? Would you like to draw something just entirely insane that it just points on the face? So there's the simple drawing of the character. And I use the lines as sort of a guide in my head. I don't usually draw them. But no, it's like there are so many different types of drawings out there that anybody can make, anybody can do, anybody can actually just create. And all you really need to do is think of everything as a shape. So think of my head. It is an oval. And to create it, you'd draw a circle, have a triangle, and then another triangle for the nose, and then depending on how you look at it, and depending on how you want to draw it, how do you want the face to look, how do you want the hand to grab the face, how do you want just expression. So, there is just so many different ideas out there that it's like, what exactly do you want to convey? What do you want to draw or actually feel? There are just so many different ideas. There's so many things that I really wish people would start creating, because the stories are starting to go in a flat line. And I mean every different type of anime that I've ever seen so far at this point has gone stagnant. All the creativity, it's like it's drained out of you. All the stories have just run into each other. It's like isekai, isekai, isekai. Why are you doing an isekai in the first place? What exactly? There's so many more interesting stories than just an isekai. What exactly? Sorry, it's just, it's sad, it's exasperating just actually seeing all these isekais out there, because the thing is, I enjoy them, yes, I do. But I want to see more! I want to see every different type of story out there. And you may think I'm crazy for this, and yes, we're all crazy in our own sense. I just wanted to show exactly what exactly you're looking into. What exactly are you actually trying to see in my artwork and all the designs that I create? I am a sane person. I do cryptocurrency. I do all these many different things, but I still get bogged down by everything because there's so much going on in my head that it's like, I wish that was a story that I was watching. It's like, where are these stories that it's like, where's the interesting stories? It's like, no, I've gotten tired of all these different cheesy, different types of stories and different mangas and adaptations. It's like, yes, they're creative, but I want to see more. I want to see something more interesting that just goes off the rails in one way or another. Because there's so many different stories out there. It's like, where's the adaptation? Where's the film? Where's the show? Where's the movie? Where's Universe 2B stuff? And yes, I do mean Universe 2B because Universe 2B seems to be the one that has almost everything. There are some things that are not in Universe 2B, but I also do not want to think of the scariest movie in the multiverse, which is called The Nutcracker. And sorry, one second. No, which is The Nutcracker. And the thing is, it is the most scariest thing that you will ever see, and I'm glad it's not in this universe. Yeah. Give it 1,000 years, and there will be a title called The Nutcracker, and it'll be the scariest thing that you've ever seen. There will be a movie adaptation. There will be a comic of it. There will be even a series. And the thing is, it'll be something that you will never want to watch again. You will never want to see again. It'll scare you like you've never seen before. But no, but seriously, there are many different types and expressions that can go towards it. Animation follows the lines and dictations of multiple different attitudes and beatitudes. No, but the serious nature of it, there's so many different lines that everybody can cross of their thought process, of how they think, how they react, how they even speak. And my way of showing and expressing that is kind of in an abstract way, per se. But the thing is, there's so many different things out there. Sorry. But no, there's so many different things out there, and I really do wish there were more stories that are so odd that someone wouldn't have thought of it in the first place. There's nothing like Ready Player One or any of the other different titles of anime movies and genres like Suzune and Bubble Like Soda Pop. All the stuff follow the same genre of it's been done before. It's repeated. Where's the originality? And where's the creativity of it? I know everybody wants to do all this character art for things they've seen before and done before, but where on the lines are we going to move forward? This whole generation of YouTubers and all that stuff, even they have a thought process of moving forward and paying up what they are doing. And the thing is, about this stream, it's going to be a norm. And I'm going to do a stream every different time. But of the generality of what exactly the mind is. But not exactly on that term. I will do a couple of streams and see if this one is one of the streams that people will say, what is he doing? What is he thinking? Why would he show that expression on his face? The reason why I would do when I talk so much and it's late at night, I tend to get tired too. But no, the thing is, the reason why I'm doing this is not for my benefit, but for yours. Because there's so many different things that cross my mind of what to do, what to say, what exactly do I want to do in life. The thing is, I want to draw. I want to paint. I want to be an artist of every sort. I want to write a manuscript of my own making, of my own book, of my own comics, of every aspect of what I want to do. I want to teach. I want to do all that stuff. I want to run. I want to play tennis. I want to hang out with people. I want to go to events. I want to do all that different stuff. But the thing is, money tends to rule this world, which it really shouldn't. The thing is, what should rule this world is the aspect and ideas of all these different things that are just out there. There are so many different things that I really do want to see, and all the many different things that I do want to understand, know, and experience. Yes, like an explosion, but more so on the lines of I want to understand it. I want to see through the lens of my viewers. I want to understand, what exactly do you want me to do? What exactly do you want me to say? And the thing is, I will take commissions. I will draw. I will paint. Those are the things that I want to incorporate into my life. And the reason why I quit a normal job is, the thing is, I couldn't stand working for a company that does not even care about its employees. The store may care, but the company itself just sees it as another branch to just break off. And yes, I didn't break my finger. But no, it just exhausted me. It drained me of my exact purpose that I was trying to sorry, but trying to survive for. It's like, I don't want to work here for 30 years. I don't want to work here for 60, let alone 80 years. But the thing is, I know people need to do certain jobs and certain things and go out there and meet people. And the thing is, you need money for so many different things. It is exhausting. It is annoying. It is even very penalizing. And yes, I mean penalizing. Because the thing is, money, every moment that you live, you spend money. No matter what you're doing, you are spending money. And it doesn't matter what type of money. It doesn't matter what form, whether it's trade and barter or anything like that. You are spending something in exchange. Sorry. I'm trying to end this as soon as possible, but the thing is, there's so many different things out there that it's like, what exactly are you going to be doing? And the thing is, the government's not going to help you. And even if the government does help you and you're living off of the government, you're living off of everybody else. You're a leech. And you need to help, you need to fix that. But the thing is, just getting your name out there is like, you're a needle in a pile of sand. Try finding that in the sunlight. It's very, very hard. And I don't mean a needle in a haystack. I mean a needle in sand. Because sand is very, very reflective. And a needle, in comparison, it's like, look at the deserts of sand. Try finding something in that large of a pool. But mostly off topic. That is what I think about. I also think of the different events, the categories, the terms of events that happen every day, and what's going on around me. And I don't even need to step outside of my house. It is very, very scary that I can think about something and it's like, it's most likely going to happen one way or another. There may be a pest control person outside. There may also be someone talking about solar outside. It's like, why are they talking about solar? Why are they bugging me? But I really don't mind on the pest and all that stuff. And they do make a living off of that in generalization. I feel like everybody out there is just needing to take one step at a time, follow their direction of what they want to do, how they want to accomplish it, and how they want to move forward. Even I am having a hard time moving forward. But the thing is, the reason why I have a hard time moving forward is I have so many different ideas that I want to put down, and I get so lucrative on those ideas that I basically freeze and don't do anything about it. But I'm trying to do something about it. It's just trying to fix that roadblock that you've created is the hardest thing that anybody can do for you. And sometimes it takes a month for you to get back to where you're actually trying to go, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say. But no, this was mostly not supposed to be. Sorry, I had this on the bottom. Was not supposed to be more of a talking head, but the thing is, I do want to convey my feelings, my thoughts on the matters, and I do think about death every day. I think about at least 100 different ways that I can die by a car, because I've been in multiple. Actually, yes, I've been in at least. Let's see. There was one time where my car flipped over and turned back on the same side with another person that I really, really liked at the time. And she. And I sort of broke that relationship, and that thread is still there, but it's hard to mend something that you yourself broke, including the car. But the car ended up being totaled, had to be towed away and all that stuff. But no, she was at least okay. She survived, and she even contacted me later in my school life. So everything turned out well for her, at least. Just not my relationship with her. That sort of blew up because of my sort of impatience, and also the fact that I just can't forget anything. No matter what it is, I just can't forget. And I don't have eidetic memory or anything. I can't remember exactly what is on a piece of paper moments before and take a test and just write down everything and understand it. No, I still need to hear things 3 times, and that does help. But no. And then there was another car accident where I got T'd, and they hit me from the side. Their license plate came off their front of the car, and they didn't give me any information about them. And I at least got the money there, and it sort of paid for my life a little bit. But no, there are many different incidents and different things, but those at least opened my eyes and showed me it's like there's always going to be something that's going to prevent you from doing anything in life. And in California, there are many different cars that are on the road that will try to kill you. Even in a parking lot. No, every parking lot is the most dangerous place you could ever be. Because even in those parking lots, they're really bad. And the thing is, you don't even want to leave a note for some people because they'll sue you. It's like, what is this world? Why is it doing these horrible things? But no, I do take in all different accounts of every different thing that I've gone through. And I think about 100 different ways I can die. In every possible way. Hurricane, tornado, tsunami, earthquake, and so many different other things. A nuke. Basically fallout. Really, just fallout. But no, radiation poisoning and all that stuff. there are many different stories that people can put across that they probably experienced themselves. But I'm going to end it here because it's starting to get a little dark. No, but I just wanted to show exactly how my mind works, how it thinks, and what I do when I draw or do anything really. And I will do one of these each and every day of next week. So starting Monday, it's gonna be a long week. But it'll at least let me keep track of it, because I've been losing track of time too. So I will see you guys next week, and this is Tech Artist 41 signing off. Also Fair Shecht and Art Tiletham. Please look into the description. I can't speak anymore. Please look in the description for all the different things, and please subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers to this channel, and if I do get more subscribers, I will start posting more content. The thing is, I don't have enough subscribers to even do multiple different things, but I'm glad for those who do subscribe, and I hope everybody is doing well, and hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you back on Monday. And this is Tim signing off. Thanks for joining me, and see you guys next time. Let's start out.